Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the brand new 2025 Netflix original film, Back in Action, starring Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, a bunch of other people. Cameron Diaz has not done a film since 2014's Annie. She took a many-year hiatus, 10-year hiatus. She was filming this in 24. Life stuff, focus on herself, totally fine. She's back for this film. She's doing the Shrek 5 film currently, coming out in 2026, which is going to be awesome. So we're glad to see her back. Now, this film is very predictable. It's very formulaic in regards to what needs to happen to make sure that this is a trending film. It's currently #1 on Netflix, rightfully so. Great cast, great action. It's a good story. I don't like the ending, but it's fine. It's fine. Beginning, middle, ends. We get backstory-ish. We lead then into a potential sequel. The main characters, Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx's characters, are spies for the CIA, and they run into this particular problem with this key of some sort. And so who's going to try to buy it, and who's backstabbing whom when, and things of that nature, right? So they eventually go into hiding after learning that Cameron Diaz is her character is pregnant. So the two of them are starting to get together. They are about to have a baby. They have to leave the life. They can't do this anymore. So 15 years later, we have the elder daughter and the younger son now doing their school stuff, and they're the overprotective parents and all these things, right? And then what happens when your daughter lies to you, says she's going studying, but really she's going out to a club, and then you, the parents, go to the club, fight the boys who are, trying to keep her there, and just things, right? And then that goes viral, and then people who are your enemies can therefore find you because you're still alive, obviously, and thriving. So what happens next? Well, you're obviously going to then try to get the key to the proper person. That way it doesn't have to be dealt with anymore. Defeat your enemies along the way, and then live happily ever after at the end. But my problem with the live happily ever after the end part is once everything is done in England, they go back to the States, and they can go to the daughter's soccer game. Everybody is the family. Glenn Close was in this. She plays Cameron's mom, which I thought was really cool, as an MI6 agent. But you only had one singular enemy, and that was it. Nobody else in the underworld knows of your existence, so you can go back to civilian life and pretend that everything is fine and go to your daughter's soccer game. Doesn't make sense. And then the MI6 guy comes back at the end saying, "Oh, we have another job for you, but this time you got to partner up with your dad." So it then leads into a sequel. But how is this logical? How is this? How do you have one singular enemy of this Russian buyer who has wanted this key for 15 years, to then cause blackouts and things of that nature? But how do you have one singular enemy? It makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. I've watched too many spy films. 2015 Spy is one of my all-time favorite films by Paul Feig. One of my favorites. There is no possible way that you as a spy have one singular enemy. No, it's not logical. Otherwise, it's a fun, fluff kind of film. Very predictable. Great action sequences. The combat fighting, the cars flipping and explosions everywhere. Wonderful, high-budgeted Netflix film. Formulaic film that's #1 trending right now. So it did its job. It is #1 trending. It's going to make a lot of money because of that. Back in action. On to the next review. Mahalo.